Hello YouTube, just another video on the latest hammock that I've made. Everything I've learned about hammocking and experience and stuff has all gone into this hammock. This is a full spec, full season hammock. It's got windshield, it's got zip bug nets, it's got lightweight fabric, it's really strong. Takes up to 23 stone in person. So we'll take a big chap as I'm only about half that, so it's fine for me. I wanted to try this fabric. This is a 1.6 polyester fabric. It's quite a bit heavier than what I normally use. I just wanted to try it for robustness and see what it's like. I really like it. It hasn't affected the weight much. The hammock itself is about 430 grams, and if you go out for a sort of packed weight, it's about 640 grams with all the bug net and everything else, so suspension and things like that. I've had the fabric custom printed, so it's my own design on the fabric. It's kind of this nature pattern. So this is the TACBLADES Phantom Nature Edition, and there'll be lots of editions of the Phantom design, which is this is my design. It's got I'll go through all the features in a minute, but it's got tons and tons of stuff in it, as much innovation as I could pack into it at this stage. So I'll take you off the tripod and I'll let you have a look around, and I'll show you exactly what I've done end to end and all the details. Okay, so this is the hammock. You can see the custom printed fabric. It's kind of got a lot of nature themes to it with a little bit of geometric shaping, so it's quite nice. This is not a stealth camp by any means. This is more about art and design than stealth. I'm finding a lot of times when I'm out camping now I don't need the stealth, but I do want a bit of design and things. So, but it has a lot of function as well, so I've gone to a lot of lengths to get all the technology in there that I could. So let's have a look. So starting at the tree end, we've got tree straps. These are tree huggers to protect the tree, and they are Dyneema and polypropylene webbing, which is custom to Dutch wear gear. Really light, super strong. I've just done like zigzagging stitch up and back, 3 separate lines, so if one fails the other 2 hold, into a loop at the end. These are 5-foot huggers, ultra light. And then we come down, we've got leashed or tethered soft shackles. So this is the improved soft shackle nut you see on me on the other videos. And then you've got a slider on this one, so it just slides. To attach it, you just slide it up and it holds. So the advantage of this slider, which is just a lash-in, is it doesn't jam. No matter how tight you get it, you don't jam. This is just a little Dyneema leash. So this was a bit short for hanging between these 2 trees, so I've not used these, which is my normal suspension. We'll look at the other end. I've used a dog bone doubled over, so that's the 2 ends of the dog bone just going down to a loop. As we go down, we've got drip lines, so I put these on, a little bit of bling, a bit of design. So that stops the water coming down here and going onto your hammock. It'll come down here, hit the knot and drip down here, and this will absorb a lot of water really fast, so it takes the water away. And then on the hammock itself, through the channel of the hammock, we just got a big loop, and we've got like a soft shackle again, but I'm just using it as coming out with a knot. So your suspension, the loop just locks heads around the knot, so it just holds it. So it's easy to take off, easy to set up. If your lines are wet, you can take them off really easy. Saves a lot of time, and because there's lark heads in here, it doesn't ever come out of the channel on its own, which can be a pain. So we've got our double-ended bishop bag. This is waterproof. This is a hex weave waterproof sack. Nothing special about that. It's quite light, covers the end of the hammock as well. And then at the end you've got a lot going on here. So this is a separate super thin Dyneema loop. This is for hanging stuff off or hanging your underquilt from, so you don't have to put any hardware on your line, which does wear. So you just put it on a sacrificial loop, so you don't have to worry about that. And then in here we have a fixed Ridgeline going in Dyneema again, and then all of that is Larks headed on through the channel. So actually when this comes off, When you take this off, it doesn't disappear in the channel, it stays there because of the pressure of the Larks head. So that's quite a nice feature. And then we've got a windshield on top, and this is the same ripstop polyester fabric. Super strong. You know, it's light on the inside and dark on the outside. It's a bit unusual for hammocks. Normally they're dark all the way through. So you see, just clips on with tiny clips. See if we can do it one-handed. And then inside it's nice and light because it's white on the inside. So you've got plenty of light in there. When you've got a headlamp in there or a little torch, I'll show you later, then it's really good because all the white reflects the light and you end up with it nice and bright in there. So that's the windshield. It's cat cut design. You'll see here cat cuts, curves. So this lets air in and out to help it breathe. We've got a deeper cat cut here. So again, letting air in and out. It just cuts the major wind out. Cat cut again here. Now, there's loads of ways and configurations. I won't go into them all, but basically you can have this windshield in lots of different ways. So you can unhook it. Let's have a look here. You can flip it over, and then those hooks, everything's symmetrical, so those hooks will hook on the back, and then you've got kind of half a windshield. You see what I mean? Let's go up here. So you've got this half. I'd fold it the other way so the green's on the outside, but you've got half a windshield, so you can just have wind blocking on the side where the wind's coming from, and you've got all the ventilation, so no condensation. And you'll notice there's little tie outs here at the top. There's a reason for that. So let's put this back. So sometimes you want half a windshield to stop condensation, things like that. It's easy to clip on and off, but sometimes you just want, say, ventilation at the head end. So all you do is unclip this and you fold this back underneath itself, and you put an extra long cord on the end. I've got another cord that you can clip on. So this goes underneath itself. Let's do that. And then these loops on the top in the middle, which is exactly here. Okay, the cord on there goes up to the ridgeline. So I'll just do that a minute. So you can see here now we've got half a windshield. So you've got lots of ventilation at the head end, and you've got it folded back underneath. That tie out point goes all the way to the end to give it some tension, and this midpoint here now ties on with a little bit of bungee, short bungee, and some fixed cord so it doesn't overstretch up to the ridge line on a little clip. These little clips are quite good. See? There we go. And there you go. So you've got nice ventilation. Now you can do that from both ends if you just want wind block in the middle, or you can swap the ends. So big feature of this hammock is that everything is 100% symmetrical, so you can lay either end, left or right lay, and everything's exactly the same. You don't have to change anything, you don't have to unzip anything, everything's exactly the same. So that's a big plus on this hammock that you won't see on others. You're seeing there I've got a little paracord dream catcher just to help me sleep. I'm going to take off the windshield so you can see some other features. Some more features. We have double zippers, so this is zipper inside and out, and two of that meet in the middle on both sides. So now you can get in and out either side, lay any direction you want, and have access to your zipper. On the outside we've got high-vis pulls, and inside, I've done this on the other one, we've got reflective glow wire which reflects in the light, and long, really long, so when the zip is right at the head of the foot end, you've still got a long lead that you can grab to pull the zip, and they slide really nicely. Now something unique on this zip, this is a number 3 coil zip. Something that hasn't been done before is the attachments. You can buy separating zippers, and I wanted this net to zip right off. So on both sides and both ends we got a separating zipper, which is a DIY version of what you can buy, and it works brilliant. So you unzip it, I'll show you underneath. you've got peak bag for storing stuff, and up inside, let's see if this works, you got your zippers there. So let's have a look. So there's the zipper. Now it's kind of cut back, so you got a stop on there with thread. You cut back some of the teeth, so you start your zip, it retains the zip and it comes off as well. So I'll take those off so you can have a look in a minute. So that's the zip bug net as it is. It's really nice. I'm going to take this net off now so you can look at some other stuff in there. And because it's fully separating both sides, if you want you can unzip this side and unhook it and keep this side on, hooked both ends, so you just got mesh on one side, or you can fold this over and have a double thickness of mesh. Now it's not for bugs, but it does provide a lot of wind resistance. So if you want it completely open so you can see everything without anything in your way, you can have just mesh on one side helping you out. So I'll show you that in a minute. I'm not sure if I can do it one-handed. Yeah, there you go. So you can see now there's little glue dots on the tape which reinforce the tape. There's a hand sewn stopper just with thread, so the pulls stay on the zip, they don't come off, and then you just line it up and zip it on. So that works really well. So now I can have any length of coil zipper, completely removable. So if you don't want to take it, you don't have to take it. Yeah, it needs two hands really. So that's both sides off. Now what you can do is you can flip this over, or actually flip it under, and you can tie that back, and then you can have mesh on one side and not on the other, which is quite nice. Now another thing you can do is sometimes you want the net on there all the time, but you don't want to unzip it at the ends. So what you can do is just unzip it up to the peaks like that, and then take something else, show you something else I've made. So I'm always losing my fabric, stuff like that, so I made this bag which is like a mesh bag. It's an organiser for all your cords and stuff out the same fabric. It's got like a tool fabric so you can see through it. It stores all your cords, and you just fold it up like a tool roll and roll it and wrap your bungee cord round, and it keeps it all. But it's quite nice because you can actually hang it on your ridgeline if you want to hang it on your ridgeline like that, depending on how you want to organise stuff really. So in here I've got just some simple grosgrain ribbon, and you can use these for ties, for tying the mesh up, so I'll show you that in a minute. All you do is Larks head your ribbon onto the ridgeline. So now you can see you got the netting tied up. These are Larks headed onto the ridgeline, and then you just do an overhand knot or a bow and it just holds it there. So you can have your net out of the way, still access stuff, but you don't have to unzip it at the ends if you don't want. So that's another way you can get rid of your bug net. Like that. Right, I'll take the bug net off now. So the bug net's off now, you can see. So you've got a nice open hammock, completely removed, and the bug net is stored in the stuff sack at the top, peak bag if you like. And these are quite big, so you could get a lot of clothing in there, down jackets and stuff like that. That's the little roll for the cables. You can see just elastic going around, hooked under. I normally hook it up under the peak, but I'll just leave it there for now. So a couple of things: Ridgeline organisers, doing these with the cam snaps. Really nice, clip on, clip off. Yeah, one side you got a little opening, so you can just shove stuff in there. And it's this fine tool, TULLE fabric, quite strong, polyester, but super light and super see-through, so that's quite good. In here we've got exactly the same design, but in here I've just hung, it's got internal loop as well, I've just hung a little nitecore tube light, so you can have that as the your night light is super bright, and the bag just diffuses it a little bit. It's hard to see in the daylight, but yeah, super bright. It's also got a low mode as well if you just want a low light, so that's quite cool. And because they're just loops with things, you can just zip them along. Very easy. Some people like storage in the hammock rather than on the Ridgeline, because sometimes the Ridgeline is a long way from you. So I come up with this, again, tool just rolled over, some nice grey grain, and this is just two big pockets. Now the good thing about this is it's on, again, cam snaps, which are on loops, and I put the loops partly on the zip tape, so it's nice and strong. But I've got loads of these loops all the way down, another one, exactly the same on the other side. There you go. So now you can have an internal pocket, you can move it to the left or to the right, either side, depending on how you lay and everything. Again, everything's symmetrical. Or you can clip those off and put it onto the Ridgeline if you want it on the Ridgeline instead. So that's quite a nice little kind of versatile storage for your keys and your head torch and knife and whatever else you're bringing. Another thing, these pull-outs are really handy, but you just clip them on, clip them off. They're not going to fall off by accident. You just clip them on, clip them off, and then they're bungee cord, quite thin, going down to Larks headed on some cord that doesn't stretch. This is cub cord, which for me goes down to just a stick in the ground. You don't need pegs or anything like that, you just grab a stick and stick it in, it's fine. So you don't have to carry the weight of the pegs. The benefit of this is it doesn't overstretch, because this bit's not stretching. You only get the stretch from that far up. You can undo these if you want shorter ones, and because it's very bright, maybe it's hard to see here, but it is very bright, it catches your eye. So I know when you've got just black lines, you can't see them at all, and you're forever tripping over them. So it's just a bit of bright, super bright cord, just to catch your eye. And then I haven't tripped over them once since I've had these kind of visual things up, which is really nice. So that works well. What's next? So that's basically all the features of the hammock. You can see it's got a lot of stuff in there, and I like the fact you can get in or out, lay it any way you want, head end, tail end, even the bugnet's exactly the same, and the windshield, so it doesn't matter which end you attach first, it's all the same, and it's reversible, so you can put it on how you like. So that's that. Now I'm going to put an underquilt on here so you can see what it's like with an underquilt, so I'll just set that up a minute. Here we have the underquilt on. This is special underquilt. This is one I made myself. It's got over £1 of down in a Caro step modified design. It's in the same, well, it's in a matching style of fabric. Obviously this is a lot thinner and lighter. This is a 15 denier membrane fabric, but it's same style, same look, so it matches the hammock well. This will take you down to -10, this amount of down, easily, maybe more. So things I've done on this is actually a top quilt that also serves as an underquilt, so it's quite versatile. Along the sides I put tiny loops and Dyneema cord, not elastic, just standard Dyneema cord, very thin, and then the tie outs go under this cord, so it also holds up the quilt, so it stops it sagging, you won't go down. And then up here obviously we've got the bit where you tighten up to stop any drafts coming in, that's your normal thing. And then we've got secondary suspension here going up to a Pharamond hitch, so I can slide it up and down the suspension, and then from the Dyneema then I've got a strong elastic cord going up all the way up to here. Now here goes through the holes into a pig nose clip, and then I just do a slippery half hitch just to stop it slipping, and then it goes onto that little sacrificial tie out I had before, so it clips on and off really easy. These keep the lines all nice and separated. These keeps the lines all separated and locked off, and easy hook on, hook off, so that works really well. That's about it really. So this is the Corostep underquilt with chevrons in the pattern that go across the squares, if you know Corostep. So this keeps a lot of the down up on the sides rather than just falling to the bottom, which is nice. And it's a full length. It's massive. It goes from right peak to peak almost. So you're just surrounded in down. So that's how you put an underquilt on. Something worth a tip worth noting when you're hanging the underquilt underneath, to get it right, put your hand in the bottom and push down and then feel underneath. Is it touching the underquilt? It should just graze it when you're pushing down, and then normally when that's right, when you get in, when it all evens out, it's probably the right level for you, and just hugging the bottom of your body there as you're laying in. So I'm in the hammock now. It's lovely and warm. I can feel the warmth underneath me. See here, you can just adjust that a little bit, just pull that up a bit. Perfect. I'm on a pretty flat lay, as you can see. My feet are slightly higher than my head. Don't feel any calf ridge at all. It's a ridge under your calf, so it can be uncomfortable sometimes. Pretty good. I tend to lay like this in the hammock, obviously with a top quilt as well. Just a bit of stability, and yeah, it's lovely and warm. So I can feel the heat underneath me being reflected back, or the cold being saved from getting to my back. So it's lovely and warm underneath. Yeah, it's lovely. I really like it. Got the dream catcher up there. It's just a little handmade. Just so I wanted to make dream catchers, so just thought I'd work one out. It's got Dyneema cord and paracord, just a quick lightweight one. It's not an authentic one by any means. This pocket's really handy just here, so I can just get everything there, don't get in the way. I lay head right, feet left, but whichever way you lay doesn't matter in this hammock. So yeah, it's really good. I think I'm going to have a hot drink now and a little sleep. It's nice without a bug net, so you can just look up, especially in the winter. All the trees. It's very quiet today. It's freezing cold, but it's really quiet. You can look out here very easily, even with the windshield and stuff. There's a little gap there with the cat cuts, so you can see out. I'm really close to the ground, although the undercut's not on the ground. I think I'd have it a little bit higher, but I could easily reach cooking and drinks and stuff like that there. I think I would actually have it a bit higher. I've got UCRs on this one, but I'm not overly keen with UCRs. They can slip, even with the whipping on the end and things, so I think I'm going to go back to whoopee slings and use those for a while again. I think I've done the UCR thing now. It is a bit lighter and you've got more adjustability, but if it slips then it's a real pain in the neck. It's just one thing you don't want to have to worry about when you're out hiking and camping, is the suspension slipping. So yeah, back to whoopee slings on that. And also I might try just webbing going down onto a buckle as well. That's something to try in the future. I'll get a couple of buckles from Dutch, and he's got a new beetle buckle that looks quite nice with this type of webbing I use, so I might have a go at that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the vid. Thanks for having a look at the hammock, and I'll see you in the next vid. Cheers, bye.